It's probably one of the most overlooked places in Florida, and I'm going to tell you why it shouldn't be and what you can do there. I'm Gary Bembridge of Tips for Travelers. I'm in Tampa, Florida. It's the third biggest city in Florida, but probably one of the most ignored by many tourists. Something I think should change. There are 11 things that I discovered and saw that I think you will also find fantastic and interesting. My favorite thing to do in Tampa is Busch Gardens. This is an amazing theme park. It's themed around Africa and it combines wild animals and extreme thrill rides. So there are the most amazing selection of animals in the Serengeti Plain, which you can visit by either going on the train ride, which circles the whole park, or going on the incredible Serengeti Safari, where you get to actually get really close to the animals and actually hand feed the giraffes, which is a fantastic experience. Right across the park are a whole range of amazing thrill rides and roller coasters. Some of the most popular rides include the Cheetah Hunt, which is a really fast roller coaster. There's Cobra's Curse, where you go in a vertical lift face to face with a fang and then you spin backwards and forwards. There's the Congo River Rapids. There's Kumba. There's also the Stanley Falls Flume, which is a boat ride which has a 40-foot drop. So whether you're into looking at animals or you're a thrill seeker, you'll be satisfied at Busch Gardens. For me, the second most amazing part of Tampa was Ybor City. It was created by the vision of one man, Vicente Martinez Ybor. He created what eventually became the cigar capital of the world. He set up and then attracted many other cigar makers, largely from Cuba, to move and set up in Ybor City, which was originally just a swamp. At its height in 1927, there was over 200 cigar factories. There's 10 blocks which are a historic landmark district, and they are fascinating stories. Don't just go and explore by yourself. I strongly recommend that you go on a walking tour and really understand the history and know what you're seeing. Now, one of the things you must do if you go to Ybor is head to La Segunda Central Bakery. Incredible bakery, has been going for over 100 years. It makes the most phenomenal Cuban bread, Cuban sandwiches, pastries, and cakes. Now, another really important thing to do is focus on the water and the river. Tampa has a beautiful waterfront. Make sure that you actually get and explore the river. And there's three key ways of doing that. First of all is the Pirate Water Taxi, and they travel along the Hillsborough River and the Garrison Channel, and it's a great way of seeing Tampa, and whoever's captaining the ship will give you commentary. Now, if you're feeling more energetic, is the Tampa Bay water bikes. So you can jump on them and you can pedal your way along the river. It's really good fun, really easy to do, and it's a great way of seeing the river and Tampa. Another great option is the Tampa Riverwalk, and it starts at the convention center, and you basically now walk right along the river, either with walkways that are being built along the river or paths, and you can stroll your way or cycle your way for miles and miles and miles. Now, another thing that I would recommend you go and see is the Henry B. Plant Museum. You can't miss this building. You'll see it on the Rivers Tour, you'll see it when you travel around the city. The actual building itself used to be the Tampa Bay Hotel. This originally was built as a very upmarket hotel resort by Henry B. Plant, who built the railroad which stretched right across Florida. And he built a series of hotels to try and attract the wealthy. Most of the building is now occupied by the University of Tampa, but a big part of the ground floor is the Henry B. Plant Museum. And inside there, they have the original artifacts, original furniture, paintings, carpets, and it is a fascinating history of his role in putting Tampa on the map. So my next tip is, if you're looking for some culture and some art, well, there's a fantastic museum of art, and it's renowned for not only having a great art collection, but it has a beautiful view of the city from the plaza in front of the Museum of Art. But the museum itself has a fantastic collection. It has ancient Greek through to Roman, it has pop art work, lots of traveling exhibitions. If you're looking for a little bit of culture and art, it is a fantastic museum. I really enjoyed it an enormous amount. Now, my next suggestion is Zoo Tampa at Lowry Park. This is a really interesting zoo. It has a much more diverse range of animals than you will see at Busch Gardens. It's not a particularly huge zoo, but does have a lot of options and a lot of choice of things to see. The zoo also has throughout the day a number of interactive things that you can do. So, for example, one of the great fun things is they had the Macau flyby, where they had some kids push a button, release the macaws, and they flew all around by people's heads, and then you could watch them being fed and hear about them. And there's various different experiences throughout the day with different animals. Now, my next tip and suggestion is the Florida Aquarium. This is a very well respected aquarium because not only of its exhibitions that it has, its outreach program, but also it focuses on conservation in 3 key areas: sharks, sea coral, and sea turtles. The aquarium has a great location. It's right next to some of the cruise terminals, so particularly if you're coming on a cruise, it's a very easy walk to basically go and visit the aquarium. So what if you're looking for entertainment? Well, there's 2 things that I would strongly recommend you do, one of which is Top Golf. It's this huge driving range. It has 3 levels where you're hitting balls and trying to get them into various targets. It actually has great food and is a huge amount of fun. So if you're looking for some entertainment, Top Golf is definitely one of them. The other is the David J. Strauss Center for Performing Arts. This is a huge complex. There's actually 5 theaters. You might find the opera seasons on, the orchestras on, and then they have a whole series of big shows that are on tour. People of Tampa are extremely passionate about sport. There's 3 really important teams that I'd recommend you focus on and see if a game's on while you're visiting. So first of all, ice hockey. They have a professional team which is known as the Tampa Bay Lightning. If you're into American football, the pro team is called the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And if you're into baseball, the team is called the Tampa Bay Rays. The Tampa food scene is extremely dynamic. There's lots happening. There's incredible restaurants. I have an amazing range of food. Now, one of the things I would recommend that you do, though, is make sure that you go and visit and eat at these really new emerging food halls. One of them is called Armature Works. It's in this beautiful restored building where the old trolley buses used to be stored. The other one, which I really loved, is the Hall on Franklin. Going to eat at these new food halls is an absolute must-do and something very exciting within Tampa. So what about shopping? Well, there's 2 things that I'd suggest you focus on. The first is a place called Hyde Park Village. There's also 2 fantastic things to do. There's the Sprinkles Cupcake Shop, and what they have is a cupcake ATM. Just down the road from that is Goody Goody Burgers. This is a famous chain which disappeared and has been resurrected a few years ago, and it recreates the whole Goody Goody concept in terms of the look. Even some of the furniture is the same, many of the recipes are the same, but it was a Tampa institution and it's been brought back. If you're looking for more of a mall type shopping activity, I would suggest you go to the International Plaza and Bay Street. This is a huge sprawling mall with lots of shops, and there's so much to see and do in Tampa. Hopefully I've shown you through these 11 things that I found fascinating and really great fun, that it's definitely a place that you should consider if you're heading to Florida, either as a destination in its own right or as part of a bigger trip. I hope you found this video interesting and helpful. If you did, I'd love it if you gave it a thumbs up and a like. What I'd really love you to do, though, is subscribe to Tips for Travelers, and you'll get much more travel inspiration, advice, and tips.